Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Mel. I grew up playing outside.
And I grew up doing something meaningful, watching movies and TV.
I never had cable, and we finally bought a VCR about the same time DVD players hit the market.
Throughout our marriage, Mel has sadly missed many of my pop culture references and movie quotes.
So it's time to catch up on all the films I missed.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm in a Christmas mood. I'm in a mood for a movie. I'm in a great mood. How are you?
We are entering the Christmas season.
Oh, we are in.
This is a hot debate when the Christmas season starts. You go to Home Depot's a good measurement, or Lowe's, the home goods store, because the Halloween stuff is usually there. You see like a ghost next to Santa for this weird time span, But anyway, we're firmly in the Christmas season. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what we're watching tonight?
I don't know.
Do you suspect it might be a Christmas movie?
Yes, that is my suspicion.
Okay.
Yep. Did we recently get it from the library?
We did.
Okay, so I have to tell you that the librarian...
Oh, no, not again.
No. They're
Okay.
so good about helping me to check out your DVDs without looking at them, right? They know the game now.
Sure.
And this time...
That's hilarious, by the way, that they know. But
I know.
yes.
They're like, oh, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I was warned, and if this is the movie,
Mm-hmm.
that I need a box of tissues because I'm going to be crying. So is that this movie?
I never confirm or deny. I can't. I'm sorry.
I still need to try and
you
ask.
need to go in pure and innocent, a fresh babe into the realm of this movie.
That is me.
That is
fresh
you,
babe.
a fresh babe. You're a total fresh babe.
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight's movie
Yes.
is
Mm-hmm.
Die Hard with a Vengeance. Have you
I don't
heard
know
of-
what that is.
I was going to say, have you ever heard of this film?
I'm so excited. I love Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was craving Die Hard today,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Who isn't?
I
But
know.
yeah.
But so it's not the second one.
No, you've seen the second
I
one.
have, yeah.
And you've seen
I'm just
the first-
testing you to
Yeah.
see if you forgot that I saw the second one.
No, I know you've seen the
Is
first
this
one
the
and the
third
second
one?
one. This is, if you Google Die Hard 3,
Mm-hmm.
it will return Die Hard with a Vengeance. So either there's a conspiracy or it's the third one. Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Mm.
I'm so happy. This is like the best Christmas present. Oh my gosh.
I know how much you love Die Hard.
I
So
really
I'm not. Do you know anything about the plot at all?
I'm just going to assume
Okay.
that it's about Bruce Willis. I hope he's still in it.
Okay.
In a situation where he could die and he has to stay alive. That's what I think is going to happen.
Hence the name.
Do you know what else I was craving today?
What were you craving?
Alan Rickman's voice. I wanted to hear his voice.
That's a natural. That's a natural craving as well.
Around Christmas, right? The Christmas tree is up. You've had some hot cocoa and you're like, I
Yes.
could just really I would love to listen to him talk right
Shoot
now and
the
threat.
glass.
Make threats.
Yes, I would. What are you doing cooking over there? Sorry. Okay, so you don't know. You know it has Bruce Willis. You think he's going to be in a situation of peril.
Yep.
Any other details or guesses you want to make about the plot?
Maybe Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow.
I'm sure he has a real name.
Yeah. No. Yeah. The worst part is you said Carl Winslow and the Full House theme popped in my head because of, I know this is the Thursday lineup or whatever it was. TGI Friday. It was Friday. TGI Thursday. Oh my goodness. TGI Friday. Sorry.
Whoa, okay.
Family Matters was with Full House. That's why both of those songs are just intrinsically entwined in my mind.
Totally.
So we hope we have Carl Winslow in there.
We do. We
Okay.
hope. We hope.
Okay. Anything else?
It's got to have a cool location.
Okay. Mhm.
So.
I mean, the first time was in a skyscraper.
yeah,
The second time was
an airport.
an airport. Yep. Mhm.
Thank goodness I got that right.
That was really, I was
That
worried
was
for
shaky.
you. I was really worried for you.
So I don't know. The pyramids
The pyramids.
or
New York cop in
the
the pyramids
Louvre?
of Giza. Okay. The Louvre. Okay.
or
Why
I
does
don't know.
everybody call it the Louvre? I don't get it.
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. Okay.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you remember where John McLane is a cop originally?
Oh, he's in California. Well, he was originally from New York,
Yeah.
and then he
Okay.
went to
I
California.
was seeing how many details you remembered. Okay.
Forgot his name was John McLane.
Oh, I should have asked. Okay.
Okay, we should just go watch it.
No, I want to know what you're worried about. Like, I already know what
Oh.
you're excited. Well, what are you excited about in watching this one? What-
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
All right.
What am I worried about?
Yeah. Is there anything you're like,
I have no cares in the world.
wow, okay.
I'm about to go into the Die Hard world. I have no worries.
All right. Give me a poster and a text.
Okay, wait. I will say,
Okay. We got what? What are you worried about?
when you keep making sequels, the chances that they're weak.
That's true. A weak-quel.
A weak-quel.
It could be a weak-quel.
I'm worried about a weak-quel.
Fast and Furious 18 or whatever they're on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be my only concern.
All right. I think there might be a few things you'll enjoy about this one.
Sweet.
Give me a poster and a tagline, and then we can go check it out.
With a vengeance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see, because isn't avenging like when you you give me a look like
I could just nerd out about the Avengers and stuff like that. That's why I said isn't avenging. Anyway, go ahead.
when you like on the behalf of someone else, you get revenge. Isn't that what avenge means?
I mean, it could be. Yeah.
Or you there's some sort of payback for something that happened to you. Oh, I know.
What?
This is
what?
This is the poster.
Okay.
This is all. It's all about Argyle.
Argyle. Oh,
It's his backstory.
Okay.
And John McLane is going to like help him.
Help Argyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. So there's like a picture of John McLane. It's in the limo and Argyle's behind the wheel.
Okay.
And
okay.
I don't know. And John McLane is somehow avenging, doing something to help him. Okay. And the tagline is, I don't know.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
There you go.
Okay. Let's go check it out.
Okay, yeah.
In the hands of a mastermind of terror.
I want to play a game with Lieutenant McLane.
What kind of game?
Simon Says.
The path to revenge leads straight to John McLane.
If we don't do what this guy says, he's gonna blow up another public place.
Why me? What has he got to do with me?
I have no idea. He just said it had to be you.
It's nice to be needed.
Simon Says, get to the payphone in Wall Street Station by 10:20, or the number 3 train and its passengers vaporize.
I'm not jumping through hoops for some psycho. That's a white man with white problems. You deal with it. Where the hell are you going, McLean? I know what I'm doing. Not even God knows what you're doing.
This guy wants to pound on you till you crumble.
Are you aiming for these people? No. Well, maybe that mime.
He wants you to dance to his tune and then kill you.
Oh, dear.
You don't like me because I'm white.
I don't like you because you're going to get me killed.
On May 19th.
This is a bad idea. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a New York police officer. I'm going to ask you to calmly and quietly start moving towards the other end of the car.
When the theater goes dark.
Trust me, guys. Duck.
The roof blows off.
Guy out there setting off bombs. And for some reason, he's very angry with me.
This, as they say, is where the plot thickens.
They knocked over the Federal Reserve.
Bruce Willis, Jeremy Irons, Samuel L. Jackson.
Congratulations, you're still alive.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. In a John McTiernan film, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
John McLane, NYPD. Are you all right? Yes. Laundry day.
Yippee-ki-yay, it's Christmas time.
Yes. That was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, that delivered. It was solid. It was not a weak-quel.
It is not a weak-quel, that's true. Or a squeak-quel. It might be a squeak-quel, but there's no mice in it. Although it does take place in New York, which has rats. So it could be a squeak-quel.
I kept thinking with every explosion in New York and when they were driving through Central Park, all the rats that they ran over.
There were so many rats when we were there.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Does no one else see them?
Does no one else see them?
Okay.
Yeah, so...
The movie.
Yeah, the movie. I, of course, love to watch Die Hard, as we mentioned, and I was just super stoked to show this to you. I realized, though, as I was watching this one, and I saw the DVD menu, yes, the DVD menu, a huge theme in this one is, like, the subway and trains. Mm-hmm. We just recently watched a Thanksgiving movie, which is like the holiday season, you know, called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Mm-hmm. And now Die Hard 1, there's a very prominent automobile in that movie, the limousine.
Right.
In Die Hard 2, it's very prominently airplanes because it literally takes place at an airport. And in Die Hard 3, there is a subway train motif. So you have planes, trains, and automobiles in the Die Hard trilogy.
What a neat little package.
Wow.
All wrapped up.
Now I'm just picturing John Candy, like following John McLane around, like his character in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. That would be delightful.
Yes, please. A movie mashup like that would be really fun.
That would be wonderful. So, do you want to give us a quick summary of this one?
Yeah. So,
Oh, wait. Before you do that, I wanted to see how your expectations matched up with the movie poster. So I'm about to show you the actual movie poster.
I already know I was so off. There's no Argyle.
You thought it was Argyle and doing a what now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something to do with Argyle.
Yes.
I just wanted to show off that I remembered his character name, basically.
Here you go. Here's the movie poster.
Whoa. Okay, so it's it's so beautiful. It's like the backdrop is New York City skyline, and then Bruce Willis is in the foreground, and there's like flames behind him.
Flames.
And he looks
he's
like beat up, grizzled.
He's also wearing
scars,
his undershirt as well, like his classic white undershirt that he wears.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a muscle right in front.
Of course there is.
Wait, what's the tagline? Think fast, look alive, die hard. I'm not meant to come up with taglines. Whoever did that one, hats off to you.
I mean, you couldn't even come up with one this time. No, so, yeah. The title kind of gave it away. All right. So, quick summary.
Okay. So there's a new bad guy who...
there's a new bad guy in town. Sorry.
I don't know where to start.
There's a new bad guy.
And he wants John McLane, and he wants him to do things. He plays a game of Simon Says, and he wants him to do things. Otherwise, he's going to blow up schools. He has like a bomb.
He will blow up New York and schools. He'll blow the things up. He blows them all up.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
And so we think that it's all about a vengeance, which I was right about that part.
Ooh.
Because, you know, he's the brother of, is it Hans Gruber? The first bad guy in the first Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
But really, what's really going on, twist, is that
what a twist.
He's actually...
runs in the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's diverting everyone's attention so that he can rob a whole bunch of gold bars from, was it Wall Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
And all the nations around the world have like their money like stored there. And
right.
Something like that.
There's this cool underground bank vault.
Yeah.
Where there's just stacks of gold bars behind iron bars and like all of these different like alcoves or whatever.
Yep.
So Bruce, you know, he's like, first he has to do all these like jumping through hoops, solving puzzles thing to keep him from setting bombs off. But as he's doing that, he realizes what's really going on.
Sure does, because he's a detective.
Yeah, and he's smart.
He's smart.
He's observant. So he realizes, and so he like goes after the bad guys. And the whole time, from the very beginning, his first challenge was like crazy. He had to stand in Harlem on the sidewalk with this like sandwich board on him that said something really offensive.
To African Americans, yes.
Yes. And the other amazing character in this movie, surprise, Samuel L. Jackson. Wow.
I liked your response when you saw him. I think you started literally cheering when you first saw him come on screen.
It's great.
Yeah.
So he like runs across the street to like protect Bruce Willis or try to get him to like stop doing what he's doing. And he says, "You're gonna have a very bad day."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then, so because like the new Gruber brother, what's his name?
I'm just going to call him the new Groob.
The new
No,
Groob?
he's Simon, which, Simon says.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So Simon sees that, and so he makes them like do all the
Mm-hmm.
like tricky tricks together.
They got to be
the
teammates.
puzzles.
Yeah.
So some of the puzzles that they solved, there was one that they did that I don't even know.
The water one? Is
I
that what
don't
you're talking
get it.
about?
Yeah, that was based on the writer. It was like a part of an exam that he took in real life that he couldn't figure out.
Yeah.
And what was it? It was in Central Park.
He had a 3-gallon container and a 5-gallon container, and you had to put exactly 4 gallons on the scale, or else the bomb would go off.
Yeah, and so they ended up doing it. But when we were watching it, we were like, whatever they just did not make sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the way you solve that one is you just like shout nonsense and then put water into the thing and then put it on the scale. And
cross your fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty much it. So then at the end, Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis go after the bad guys, and they've like by that time become a team.
They do.
Unwillingly, begrudgingly, but it's great.
I love a curmudgeon-y Sam Jackson in a movie.
Oh yeah.
And he was very curmudgeon-y in this one. Like it was really good.
And so young. Oh my gosh.
I think they're both in their late 40s in that movie, actually, which is the funny part. Like they do look very young compared to now. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Time comes for us all. This was a 90s movie, by the way, which we took a little trip out, but it still almost felt like an 80s movie.
Yeah, in the very beginning, when they're in the police station, and and Simon, the bad guy, calls.
Yes,
like there's like the scene where they make sure you see that everyone's quietly picking up a phone, right, and they're all listening in. And I took notes during the movie, by the way.
Ooh, look at you!
I took actual notes.
Wow,
and I've noted that because I was like, can't do that anymore.
Did you note that you took notes?
No.
Okay, just
I am noting that now.
Okay, got it. You can't do that anymore. That's true.
Yeah, like all the cops like kind of pick up a line and you kind of hear the click and they have to be quiet and they're all listening in. Yeah. It was great.
I think the reason this felt like an 80s movie is because it's 1995, which is before like everything started to explode with the internet, you know? So it still felt like the 80s because of that. Like the fashion had started to change a bit, but otherwise, DVDs weren't really a thing. You still had records and cassettes and VHSs. And the internet was just this weird nerdy thing that very, very, very few people would even interface with or access.
You know what hadn't changed?
What hadn't changed?
Bruce Willis's insults. He does this one where he's like, I think he's on the phone with Simon and he's talking about flowers. Yeah. And he says something like, he likes pansies.
Yeah.
It's like a great classic cop insult.
Oh, speaking of pansies.
Yeah.
One part of the movie made you actually start to tear up. You want to talk about that?
Okay, so first of all, the librarian who said I was going to cry, she must be referencing another movie.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But actually, it did make me cry.
Oh,
I don't know
psychic.
why. I don't understand what happened to me.
What was the part that triggered you tears?
Okay, so...
I didn't understand it, by the way, that it was happening. It was crazy.
I'm going to try to do my best.
Do it.
So Sam and Bruce Willis, they're kind of like arguing again. And Bruce Willis is like, well, I was just working off a big fat suspension because he was called in from a suspension because Simon asked for him specifically. He comes in like drunk and sweaty and...
In his defense, he has a hangover. He's not actively drunk.
Okay. Things aren't going great with the wife and kids.
Yeah.
They ask about Holly and he's like, don't ask about her.
Yeah, don't talk about her.
So anyway, he's like, oh, you think I've got it so great? I was just working off a big fat suspension, smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo.
Yes.
And when he said that, it put tears in my eyes. I had this emotional reaction because it was calling out about Pulp Fiction. And so Pulp Fiction came first. That was my first question. Like, wait, who's referencing who here? Yeah. I think you thought that it was like Pulp Fiction came after this and that Pulp Fiction, like Quentin Tarantino maybe noticed the line or something. And then played that song. Yeah. Because Bruce Willis is listening to that song. I love that song. Yeah, in that movie, yeah. Yeah. And he's listening to it when just before he hits, he runs into Ving Rhames. And he hits him with his car. Yeah. So this is why it made me cry. Okay. I think I can explain it. I was one of the people, like, Pulp Fiction was like
Cultural phenomena.
yes,
Won the Oscar. Yeah.
well, no, but it was like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
For someone at that, when we watched it at that age and time in our lives, when you see something that's new and creative and weird, you feel like, oh, there's new and creative and weird people out there just like me.
Yeah.
And you kind of own it and claim it. And it's like, oh my gosh, it just resonates with you and you feel seen.
Yeah.
It's weird, but you feel like I found my people. And one of them is everyone in this movie. And so when... Does this make sense?
It makes total sense. Absolutely.
When I saw that, it was like a bit of a reunion because it's Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And it was like just brought to mind that time period. And so I literally cried. It was just emotional.
Just came out of nowhere too,
know,
like out of left field. To be clear, Pulp Fiction came first.
Yeah.
And then this had to have been written in as like a tie-in because they were both in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, the Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis had worked together on 2 previous films, but they'd never shared a scene together.
Yeah.
So this is like the first time they were sharing a scene together. I don't know if it was that scene in particular, but in this movie, I thought that was really neat. It's funny to me. Movies can do that. They have that audio and like listening to songs does that a lot too, and usually quicker because they're shorter. But like, yeah.
Yeah. And another thing was like the Pulp Fiction soundtrack. That was like... just part of my heart language. Really.
I played that one a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Movies can do that to you.
They do. They get you. But it's very rare that they take you out of left field like that. That was quite something to see. I was so confused and it makes complete sense now.
Why are you crying? This is Die Hard.
Why are you crying? Like he's literally like complaining about a hangover.
Man up. We have to save New York.
It's time to man up. Yeah. So, what were your favorite parts of the movie? Like you're a diehard fan, right? Like you're a diehard fan.
I am. I liked the Simon Says aspect of it. I like that time is running and they have to run from one place to another and they have to get there. I loved it when he jumped on top of a moving subway.
Oh yeah.
And then like found the bomb. I like all of that like problem solving, quick in the moment stuff.
I like when he drove through Central Park.
Yes.
And I just kept thinking, I would have been a really good continuity person on a film.
Yeah.
But like thinking about the logistics of the cleanup afterwards from that scene, like just how it was tearing up the ground, it like hurts me inside. Like sometimes I get triggered into like, oh man, like that scene where there's all the confetti, it's going to take forever to clean that up. Like I get that way sometimes. The park scene was totally like that.
I really like how they unveiled who the bad guy was because you first heard his voice and I was like, whoa, that sounds just like Hans. What's going on here? Wait, but didn't he die? Like, and then my mind was like, no, he did die. So what's going on?
Ghost of Christmas Past.
Maybe.
Did they know it was going to become a Christmas movie? Sorry. Yeah.
So I liked that reveal as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other parts you particularly liked?
Oh gosh, like the showing, because they had the special bomb that they were using that like combined these 2 liquids.
Yeah.
And so to demonstrate
90s.
how to demonstrate the severity of the bomb, you know, you're in the police office and the nerdy scientist guy is like, well, this is what happens, and then he shows like on the, you know, bit of a pen
he
and
takes like a paper clip or something and just a little drip.
I love that.
I love how the 90s, there was this blossoming time, right? The internet was starting to blossom. You know, it had existed for a bit, but literally no one knew about it, and it was government and all that. But anyway, it was like becoming this new thing. Like the surge of the information age was starting to like really take root culturally. And you have things like laser discs because it's not cool enough to like do analog anymore. You go lasers. And then, so it's same with the internet. And now like with the bomb, they even did it with the bomb. They're like, TNT and gunpowder is no longer enough. We need to have strange, mysterious liquids that mix together and do these ginormous explosions.
Yeah, but shout out to people who collect laser discs because that's very cool.
Laser discs are very cool and hip.
the bad guy, Simon,
Yeah.
we were like, how is he memorizing all of these poems? Because he would give them the...
Not the actor, for the record. Like, we're literally wondering how the character... His multitasking skills are phenomenal.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while he's in the middle of robbing a bank and things are like bulldozing behind him, he's reciting from memory these little nursery rhymes that he wrote to taunt and tease and like give the next challenge
the
to
clues.
the police.
Yeah, totally.
That was a little...
That was the most unrealistic part of the movie.
Indeed. I need all that written down.
I mean,
and a schedule.
Is that just what life was like before like smartphones? You actually could remember things?
He just used his brain. Oh my gosh. So speaking of him.
He used his smart instead of his smartphone. Speaking of him.
Do you know, okay, so Jeremy Irons.
Yes.
He was the voice of Scar.
Yes.
Oh.
Shining new era.
Is tiptoeing nearer.
Yes.
But I just remember, I realized looking him up, like what I really know him from.
Yeah. What is it?
He was in The Watchmen.
The Watchmen. The movie or the TV show?
The TV show, wasn't he?
Scrambling to remember.
I think.
Well, there's a movie and a TV show and a graphic novel. So.
Well, he was not in the graphic novel.
He may have been. Comic artists are nerds like that. But anyway.
But don't you remember him? Wasn't it I thought it was the TV show that he was in.
Well, I think the TV show is what you're most hyped about. I don't remember his character. Was he the super old guy in that one? Because there was like one crazy old guy.
No, I thought he was the guy who like lived by himself.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Super far away.
Yeah. He was the Greek god type dude.
Yeah, kind of arrogant guy. Yeah, that's him. That's where
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot he was in that, yeah. I know him from a plethora of movies, including 80s films, so I won't mention them because you may or may not see more of him on the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. What else? What was the most egregious hairdo in this movie? Because I have one.
Oh, wow. When you mentioned that it's like an 80s film, but it's not an 80s film, the fashion and the hairdos are really tame compared to like 80s.
True. It's like they're coming down off of the 80s high into like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Everything's relaxing, including hair follicles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a hairstyle that bothered me. What bothered you?
Every single scene that she was in, Colleen Camp, she was the detective or one of the detectives hanging out. She had a perm that was like, it looked like her head was in a giant like motorcycle helmet. It was just so fluffy and I couldn't help but look at it no matter what was going on in the film. I was like, did they ask her to get that? Was that just like she just happened to have a perm? Like, what was the choice with that hair? Because it's very specific.
That's a very like working woman hair.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, look at you, costume department, hair and makeup.
It also is my grandma's hair.
Oh, well, there you go. Fair enough.
Set it and you're done.
Yeah. So, was there anything you particularly didn't find enjoyable about this film? Are there any buyer warnings? I guess if someone's gonna watch it. Is there anything you're like, be prepared for XYZ or don't do this?
No, it's totally solid. I would say don't get sleepy at the end because it's a long ending. Okay. And there's a few more twists, right at the end. So
right.
Yeah, you don't want to miss those.
Yeah, I'm going to be kind and not quiz you on what they are.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, whenever you're in doubt, most of the time if someone else asks you, how does the movie end? You could just say with the credits and be accurate, like 99.9% of the time.
It's the credits. Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah. Well, any movie in Star Wars on, because they used to do credits before the movie back in the day.
Okay.
Anyway, what messages do you think were in this film, if any, Melissa?
This is what I take from this film. I look at Bruce Willis, John McClane's character, and he sacrifices the most, right? Mm-hmm. He does crazy things. He jumps. In Die Hard, the first one, he's running around barefoot. Mm-hmm. Of course, that's to save his kids. But this one, his kids and wife aren't in it. It's not. I guess I would warn people that there's no Christmas in this one.
Whoa. We've already talked about the tie-ins, but keep going.
Okay.
It does happen in like July. Christmas in July.
Wait, before I answer this question, I just remembered another thing I really like.
Please.
When Sam Samuel Jackson, like he gets a gold bar.
Oh yeah.
And he puts it in the back of their car and he's like,
yeah,
I'll just try. And Bruce Willis is like, they're not going to let you keep that.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah.
I guess they let him like hold a real gold bar to see what it actually felt like.
Oh wow, okay.
So his acting with the weight, like that gives you an idea of like the real weight of it.
Ah,
Yeah, isn't that cool?
that's really neat.
I want to hold a real gold bar, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember if I have. I don't think I have, but I have a weird past, so it wouldn't surprise me if I'd done it and then I forgot about it.
Wow. Okay, let's go with that. Okay,
I'm
so
very mysterious. Keep going though.
back to messages.
Bruce Willis is sacrificial.
Yeah, but it's because he has nothing to lose. He's like, he's like at the end. I mean, things are not going well for him.
Yeah,
and I think he like we saw a behind the scenes thing where Bruce says that he plays the character, like that he doesn't want to do what he's doing. He doesn't want to be doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
which in a weird way reminds me of some of my family members.
I wasn't supposed to be here today. That's a Clerk's quote.
That's a good one. So anyway, I don't know. There's something about sacrificing, and that the least of these can do that because there's something about like he has nothing left, but he'll do crazy things to save the day.
Right.
That's not a message. It's just an observation, I guess. What about you?
The message for this film was probably don't try to out McLane John McLane. Because this is the third time that bad guys are going to be bad guys and they're going to plot. You know, they try to plot and they do all these twists. They're trying to M. Night Shyamalan their way into a heist and a payday, and it just doesn't work out. Yeah. I mean, if you want like a real message, it's probably like, you know, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, there you go.
That's a great one for a lot of aspects of this film. The whole Simon character and his motivations and intentions. Bruce Willis and his interactions with Zeus. And Zeus, you know, pretty much doesn't like white people. Like that's kind of his whole deal. And they you see them kind of grow to trust each other throughout the film. And yeah, don't judge a book by its cover.
You know, I'm glad you said his name and his character name, Zeus. I'd forgotten that, but I love that his name is Zeus.
That was one of my
great choice.
The funniest line I think in the film is when he goes, Bruce Willis, they're in the cab and Bruce Willis says, "So what's your name? Hey Zeus?" And he goes, "Hey Zeus, do I look Puerto Rican to you?"
Yeah.
It's Zeus.
There's a lot of good dialogue.
There's a lot of good dialogue. That's true.
And nursery rhymes.
And also, too, I noticed in this one in particular, Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson have very similar hairlines. And they're both very kind of grumpy, like gruff guys for some of the acting they do. It's just really, it's like a powerhouse of hairlines and attitude when you see this film. That would be a great tagline for this film. A powerhouse of hairlines and attitude. Wow, I could see it.
I might call them grunkles.
Grunkles?
Grumpy uncles.
Grumpy uncles? Because you can't trust them to be the parents? Or grunkles? Yeah. I kind of like that. I kind of want to be a grunkle someday.
Oh, you can get
there. Can I be there?
Yeah, don't give up. Okay. Another message from the movie.
I won't. So, if you were Simon, but your name wasn't Simon, because I feel like the fact that his name was Simon, he chose Simon Says as a convention for his game, right?
Right. Okay.
So let's pretend you're a terrorist who has this thing and you're going to put John McLane and Zeus through these games.
Yeah.
What game would you pick to run them? Like convention would you use?
Oh, so like not Simon Says, but like another convention?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I have good questions sometimes.
I was going to say that my name could be Simone, which is like the female version of Simon.
Simone Says.
Oh, man. There's so many games to choose from. Lately, our kids have been playing Cats in the Cradle.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be kind of neat.
So your name would be Cat?
Oh, gosh. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that. What about you? Do you have an answer for this?
I would probably use Red Light, Green Light.
Oh, nice.
That would be really frustrating to do to someone when they're trying to defuse a bomb.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. I try. I'm diabolical.
What about if you made you could do fortune tellers? You know those little paper cootie catchers.
Yeah. You
and
could.
you could have a diabolical.
Did you say cootie? What did you say? What did you say?
Cootie catcher.
A cootie catcher?
Yeah.
What?
Didn't you call it that when you were?
What is that? And to be clear, a cootie is that thing you catch from the opposite sex when you're a child. It's like you get cooties. Like,
right,
is that what you mean?
Right. Boys have cooties.
Boys have cooties.
Yeah.
I firmly remember girls having cooties, but
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
pretty sure that's how it worked. This is what it was like in the 80s. So they're called cootie catchers, though?
Well, nowadays they call them fortune tellers.
Okay.
But that's how I
Okay.
grew. Okay.
All right.
So
And a fortune teller is when you like write down different things and then you count and then you unfold it, right?
Yeah.
And you can read what your fortune is. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you catch the cootie? This is really bothering me. Did you catch the cootie because you touched it and someone else had touched it?
I don't know.
Huh.
Because it did the same thing that a fortune teller does, but we just called them.
Do you think
I don't know.
the idea of cootie catchers mentally prepared our generation for the COVID pandemic?
No.
No.
I don't think it prepared me for the COVID pandemic.
Well, maybe a little. Anyway. Wow. That was because that would be cooties coming back with a vengeance, really, if that was the long game for cooties. Anyway, Die Hard. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it,
I wish
too.
it was more Christmassy, honestly, but I can stretch my way into it.
You know what I would do is next time I would include it, I would wrap it up in like a New York thing. I don't know. Like summer in New York or...
You mean watch it in
yeah,
New York?
Yeah, like watch it if you were going to
Oh,
go to
yeah,
New York,
yeah.
like watch it before you go.
Oh, totally.
Something like that.
Yeah. I totally think it pairs well with the trip to New York, which if you've never been, you should go.
Yeah, and you should watch this movie.
You should watch this movie.
All right, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.